Well, good morning, ladies. How are we feeling? What an incredible start to the week that we've had. Thank you, Chair Shackelford, for the welcome and the invitation to address the Women's Caucus this morning. Welcome to Illinois. So I grew up in Naperville. It's a suburb about 45 minutes west of here in Chicagoland, and I always knew that I wanted to be a healthcare provider when I grew up. Let me explain. I was born with a heart condition. It's called supraventricular tachycardia. And what it means is that I have a rapid heart rate that'll just stay really quick without intervention. Okay, and so it's well controlled today, but I spent a lot of time at doctor's offices as a kid growing up, got a lot of care from great doctors and nurses, and they really inspired me to pursue a career in healthcare. As I got older, I started getting involved in the community, got appointed to our local Fair Housing Commission, and then I took a class when I was in undergraduate school about nursing and policy, and that class changed my life. I learned that as a nurse, I had a big, powerful voice that could impact the health of our whole nation, and I was hooked. I had thought previously that public service was just an extracurricular activity, something that we did together like this, maybe once every 4 years, and then we went about our careers. But I learned that we could be involved every single day. So after I became a registered nurse, I got my dream job. I was working to implement the Affordable Care Act at the federal level, working on private insurance reform, healthcare quality and Medicare, preventive services, those free screenings and vaccines and contraceptive coverage. Basically, anything that the Obama administration was getting sued on related to the ACA was in my portfolio, and I loved it. It was great. And so I then had the opportunity to join the Obama administration working on public health emergencies and disasters like Ebola, Zika, remember Zika virus, and the Flint water crisis. We would show up in communities in times of crisis and step in offering hope and health care to save lives. I stayed in the administration until the very last day, and I knew that I could not help the Trump team take away health care coverage from the American people. As a nurse, that's not what we do. It's not what we do. So I decided to return home to Illinois. I got a job working for a Medicaid plan here in the city of Chicago, and I happened to attend a town hall meeting that my congressman hosted in the spring of 2017. So you remember those first months of the Trump administration, yes? Yes. And they were considering many different versions of Obamacare repeal. And so my congressman stood in front of our community at his one and only town hall, and he said that he was only going to support a version of repeal that let people with pre-existing conditions keep their health care coverage. And I said, okay, I'm a nurse, I have a pre-existing condition, I have an Obamacare plan. I will take you at your word. Guess what? 2 weeks later, he broke his word and he voted for the American Health Care Act, a version of repeal that did the opposite. It made it cost prohibitive for people like me to get affordable care. I got so upset, I said, you know what? It's on, I'm running. That's all it took. Sometimes we have these big ideas, ladies, you know, we'll say, I'm gonna start a business. I'm gonna write a book, I'm gonna run for office, and then guess what? Life happens. Well, I could not let it go. So I spent the spring and summer of 2017 figuring out how to run for office. A good girlfriend and I shot a launch video, we built a website, and I jumped into a primary facing 6 guys. I won that primary, got 57% of the vote. Yes. And then we beat that 4-term Tea Party Republican congressman by 5 points in November 2018, and I became the youngest Black woman ever elected to the Congress. Woo! Wow. And I have to tell you, thank you. It's been a journey in the Congress, right? We did, 2 impeachments, January 6th. Okay, we did that. Great. We messed around and elected Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Yes, we did that. We had a Democratic majority, and we passed so many bills that transformed the lives of the American people. And then one day, our great Vice President, Kamala Harris, decided to come visit my district. 45 minutes from here, Plainfield, Illinois, and that was the day of the Dobbs decision. And as she was landing in my community, the whole world changed in that instant, and we knew we had to get to work. She and I had been working on maternal health care for years. We wrote a bill together called the Momnibus, Momnibus, to save moms' lives, right? But now that challenge got bigger, and we had to focus on reproductive freedom and ending preventable maternal death. I'm here to tell you this, that yes, when we fight, we win, but it takes all of us being part of this fight. All of us in every single state. When 1 in 3 women are living in a state that has advanced a partial or total abortion ban, it takes all of us. And I know that with the power and the strength of women in this room, the power and the strength of our voices as leaders, we will not only win this election, but we will win back our freedoms. Thank you, ladies. Enjoy your time in Chicago.